Welcome guys, 25th of June. Yeah, almost done with the month. Quite close to it for a weekly and a monthly close again. And that's gonna be quite a thing, I guess, in my opinion. So I'm really looking forward to that one and what's gonna bring. Because it looks that we are a little bit turning around, or trying at least, so far. So in my opinion, it's still fine and good. For one more leg up that I was mentioning, maybe a little bit too caught up with it so far, but I try to believe that we will have one more liquidity grab at least. So looking by the long and short ratio, ratio itself, it's kind of middling as well. That one is steady for like a couple of weeks. I don't care about that one much, but the accounts, that's quite interesting because we've been quite flip-flopping through them. No screen. Oh shit, let me put the screen on the... Thanks for mentioning that. I forgot about that one at all. Sorry. I've been quite busy today, and yeah, now it should be all right. Totally off the chart. Anyhow, the recording is still on. So long and short ratio is 65 to 33 hours. So that's quite significant for the push. Don't distract me, guys. I saw that one. It's all good. No worries. So for significant push up, we are kind of like cooking for it. If people are start short the shit out of it, then yeah, we might have that push up and grab the liquidity and go higher. But first, we need to regain some structure and maybe even build some support to hold on. But I will go and look at that on the chart a little bit later. So far, I'm going straight to the weekly because the lower time frame, I really don't care about it that much. Just to eyeballing it, we grab most and us in best quite liquidity chunk on top of us. There's still a little bit left, but that's not really major anymore. We still can come back lower around the 1036 area. I would like that to create like any support and hold of the previous swing area, or even if that's necessary, coming around 100k again to hold, right? Just because we broke the structure from this high, we create a new high. So on lower time frame, we are building a little bit more to the upside. It could be only a fake out and we can bash to the downside, but I don't think so that that's going to happen at all. Right now, we kind of holding it and carry on. So far, so good in my opinion. For really high time frame structure, and things to look out for is literally the all-time high, what we are building for a while already. So any pullback and hold of the structure, like I've been mentioned on 1015, technically, if you're gonna hold that, bounce back from it, then the all-time high resistance is in place. I'm not saying that we're gonna go straight through it. Like we've been grinding right now. We're gonna do exactly the same grind, fall back, build the structure again, and then try one more way up, right? That's a little bit too heavy to go and to kill in one go, in my opinion. But let's see how that's gonna turn around. Now, the most interesting stuff, wall, it's still there. They didn't pull it, they move it a little bit lower to push the price action below the structure. That's a little bit sad because we technically didn't gain the 1 or 4 hour structure. We did the lower time frame over here, that's fine, but the main one we still didn't regain. So that's what I mean, we're gonna go lower. The one below us, what we bounced from 97k, that's been already moved, but I think that they split it and they pulled it a little bit over here in those chunks. So by that means you see all of those ones, the green lines over here, that means that they are over there. So this one been kind of ish spread and pushed a little bit higher, like one over here, one over here, and one over here. And definitely that one start to build up a little bit more. On the bids, it's already 200 Bitcoin. So let's see if they're gonna build up a little bit more to hold the price action. Like for example, use it as a magnet, come lower, hold the structure over here, and then go and try it again. Still, the wall, it's quite spread and heavy as well on the bids. Let me try to zoom in on that one. Yeah, 300. And I saw as well like 401 as well somewhere. Yeah, 420. So it's still heavy. It's not much that they did. They just like move them around just to scare people around, I guess. So still interesting to keep an eye if that's gonna be the case, if you're gonna go once again and try to regain that stuff. Now move on to the charts. Us into the Batmobile. Let me put that on the side. VIX is quite interesting. We've been quite above 22. I was really thinking we're gonna go even higher after the weekend, but that wasn't the case. It felt a little bit more volatile than it was, I guess. Anyhow, we retraced a little bit lower. I'm really not sure and how key the oscillator is with the wicks, but so far it works quite well, so we can have a little bit more push to the downside. If that happens, then of course we're gonna go and try again one more leg up for the Bitcoin and the market. So it looks positive that wicks might go lower. Technically, if we're gonna start to go around 16 or even to the 15, that we might really start to break the 14 as well. So if that's happened, then I guess the higher time frame liquidity is gonna be hit quite heavily as well and quick. But keep my eye on it. So far, right now, what we are doing is literally sideways, right? If you're gonna do that constantly, then I mean that can be a little bit painful. I would like to have a little bit more bigger movements to the downside or to the upside, either way. So far, we kind of doing this area or this kind of the positioning of the structure what we are having over here. So it's quite interesting. Let's see how that's gonna play out so far. HODLbot, that one is quite interesting. We had the buy signal on it, but we didn't have the reversal on it. Either way, we was quite high on the oscillators. I said to Zeus as well, I have a feeling that we're gonna grind a little bit to the side or even a little bit higher, extend it a little bit higher, and then we're gonna break it down. And I mean, right now, literally today, we got the reversal. So that might be the pullback. It's not really the counter trade what you are expecting that we're gonna go and break stuff, but that might be the pullback, definitely. And literally right now, what you're aiming for is the weekly. Right, that's what I'm aiming as well for, reload and to go higher, just because we broke this lower high structure and we created a new high from it. So that's what I'm aiming right now. Either way, we're gonna go and see any reversal in February. That might happen as well, just because of the structure what we are holding over here. So anything above of around February and weekly, that's my aim for it. And yeah, if we're gonna go either way lower, right, we still can continue. Why? Because we still above the daily, and either way coming close to the daily, we might see a second retest of that one on a higher time frame. So that might be the bounce of it as well. So keep in mind and look at the oscillator quite closely on the lower time frame if we start really retracing and go lower. If not, then that's the move, and we will continue for the next resistance above us. Right, that wall was still hitting and sitting there. That's still possible. Metric bundle, quite interesting. We seriously had like a nice push from the bulls. We regained the point of control. That's good. That's great. And eventually, what you're seeing here as well, the pocket of the liquidity of 150x's are literally in the stupid FIP as well. So that's why it's a double confirmation for me that we might, if we're gonna start retracing lower, and that's the level we're gonna bounce definitely from it. Right, there is low liquidity above it, low leverage, sorry, above it, but still nice to grab and to keep eye on it if we're gonna go and grind higher, right? Because this is technically the wall was we built with the bits as well, what we are still not regaining and still pushing us lower or maybe sideways. Depends how we're gonna see it. Oscillators quite heavy on the overheated. So if you're gonna see the blue dot, if you're gonna go a little bit lower and close anything below 106, then we're gonna see the blue dot, and that's gonna be the reversal on that one. So we start to retrace on it. Hidden divergence as well. It played kind of a little bit out, but we still can go either way lower on that one. And large caps are driven right by Bitcoin, so that's like heavy on 66%. Shitcoins had already a pullback on it. Alts are heavier and going to the downside, so it's literally Bitcoin driven movement right now. So not much on the 150 axis that stacks below. They are a little bit below the point of control as well, but it's not many yet. So if you start closing the daily more often on the sideways move, then they might stack them over here and fill the gaps to go and to grab that stuff. So not much seeing of a reversal yet. If we start to break anything below 1065, then yes, we might go and retrace quite heavily and quicker to the downside. If not, we might still grind it. That's all possible. Looking at ecosystem, that's quite interesting. On the capital flow of the categories, we see quite a nice retrace on every single thing already, right? So right now, it's the only thing what you are aiming for. It's look if they are bottoming already, to turn around and try to go around 63%. So nice retrace. So I will aim for that. If you see that, then eventually just go by at the category, find something that's really bottoming. And I mean, there is a bigger chance that it's gonna go and fly out from it, and you can gonna have any good profits. That's what I'm using for it as well, to spot nice and good positions. Same on, for example, if you're gonna use commodities or different kind of projects, it's exact the same thing. That's why it's capital flow quite good. Like right now, if you're gonna buy anything from coin, then you have bigger chance that gonna spike up sooner or later, or gold either way, or gas, right? Those are quite popular right now. And look at those, platinum, uranium, and platinum, like silver even way, they are quite heavily on the higher side, so they might retrace. So there is no point to buy it right now, right? That's how you can use it. Equities as well, quite interesting to see how they moved around lately with all the shenanigans what's going on in the whole world, right? We see quite a switch on some of the companies as well. So that's interesting, maybe as well, something to grab. Forex could be interesting as well if you like to play it. I'm not really keen on Forex, and it's a little bit too boring and too old school for me, I guess. I don't know, never looked into it that heavily, but quite interesting as well to see which one is more appealing to grab. So that's one. Then of course we have my own setup, and like you can see, the white line is the Dixie. We had a quite nice spike heavily, so everything retraced, and Dixie went quite to the 14%, and now we have the retrace on the Dixie. So in any case, we might see any push from the large caps, or maybe some alt as well sooner or later. USDC is quite heavily, so we've been quite on the side on that one. USDT had a nice retrace, so there is as well positivity that some of the chunks of the money will come into the market. Hype is still heavily and quite, yeah, it's literally still sitting above the midline. We didn't even come lower than that. Bitcoin started to pick up a little bit more on the space, and alts are, I guess, preparing a little bit more for a longer run later on. So that's quite interesting on that one. Now let's have a look on some things as well on the list what I am having. PAX. We had a nice retrace, right? So that was the push as well, what Bitcoin did, and went higher on it. So far, it looks like we might even go a little bit lower on that one. If Bitcoin start to grind and keep up with the positions to go higher, and we're not gonna fail anything below 106.3. I'm looking at the different monitor just to check if something happens on that one. If so, if gold start to regain the daily and then aiming for the weekly, that means we will retrace a little bit lower on the market if gold start to pick up. And I'm kind of aiming for, either way, it's not gonna do this right now, then something like that, and then that's gonna be another failure for bigger retracement for gold. And that might be as well the one more leg for Bitcoin to go higher, grab everything, and the gold will then eventually pick up and do this own thing. And we might have the bear market then afterwards, but that's gonna be quite in a little bit in the future still. On top of that, dominance, of course, still doing his own thing, keeping the structure going higher. And this, I mean, if this gonna carry on, that's gonna be another 67%, I guess we're gonna aim for. Yeah, I guess so. So till we're not gonna break anything, there is no need even to think about it that there is gonna be any alt season. Just because as Viking has been mentioning, this been already play out from October, and we didn't either break anything from it on the higher time frame. So anything, we even might be around 70% before we're gonna have a retracement on that one. Let's see how that's gonna pick up. So far, yeah, it's Bitcoin driven. Volume didn't change. Still doing his low volume on the whole thing. So I guess we might see any kind of spike up from it sooner or later. Let's see how that's gonna play out. I'm gonna keep an eye on that a little bit more often lately. And if that's gonna be interesting because I've been mentioning that as well. So eventually, yeah, it's quite significant which move we got. So kind of half of ByBit played out, right? And we might even have a continuation if we start to break the 4 hour below the 2.34. Start to break that, we will go lower. Either way, we're gonna hold the weekly, right, or not. If not, then we might see the grind. Like I was mentioning this fractal. That fractal has been from I guess somewhere here. I don't remember which one I took already. I don't think it's gonna play out that long to the sideways, but it's kind of thing what I'm aiming for. It's grinding to the downside and then bounce back and regain the structure and going higher, right? So the thing and the thoughts behind it is just that it's gonna play out a little bit longer. Why? Because we failed this structure already, we went lower, and now we start to regain. And by doing that, that's gonna be a struggle, and we might see something like this, right? But that's might even play out a little bit longer than expected, because if we will had that move, that will be quite quicker and nicer to do. Well, eventually, that's not gonna be fair, because then the Bitcoin is not gonna do is one more push up, then it's gonna be more Ethereum focused, and I'm not sure if that's gonna happen right now. Either way, looking by the chart, how it looks like so far, we try to regain the structure. Like the low time frame over here, we did something, but it's not major, because if you want to regain the whole structure, you need to regain 2.566. That's your midpoint of it technically, and that's the regain of the whole range. But technically, what we used to do. If not, we're gonna retrace and then try to do some sideways movements on that one. So that's on ETH. Now let's see Hype before we're gonna jump on Bitcoin. Hype is holding the price really heavy and quite good as well. If you start to noticing this, you have your daily open, right? All of the daily opens over here, and either way, this one still, the previous one. Look what the price action did with it, right? We came lower, we went up, daily open, we kept the price below the daily open, and then we had a spike up, another one, spike up, another one, spike up. This is, for me, what I'm quite find out with Hype, and I was mentioning that as well quite a lot, that Hype, it's not really predicting, but waiting more for Bitcoin and what Bitcoin is gonna do. So if you see this kind of stairways and holding the price action quite heavily, either way, Bitcoin is going higher, right? I guess, and I'm assuming as well, Hype is looking more, or the company behind Hype and the market makers as well, they are quite focusing what Bitcoin is doing. Because if Bitcoin starts to retrace, right, so that's for Bitcoin and can go a little bit heavier and quicker. So Hype is still building quite good position. We are literally grinding and doing higher lows and higher highs and lower highs and whatever, right? We still continue in the whole structure to go up and higher. So for Hype, it's easier to do this move quicker if they see that Bitcoin is gonna retrace, right? And Hype can take over and do this, because eventually they're aiming for kind of similar pattern that's gonna Bitcoin do as well. If you start to fail that, then it's gonna be weekly, and we're gonna have this. It happened quite often as well when Bitcoin was doing the same move, bigger move and aggressive move to go higher. For example, somewhere over here, I guess June 5th, right? June 5th was over here, right? So we did the retrace and we did the all-time high after that. And hype of Bitcoin was on this lows and it did lower high technically, right? So, I mean, I don't know. I found it quite similar, and on the sentiment of that one, they are really kind of waiting for each other. As of not Bitcoin is not waiting for hype, but hype is waiting more for Bitcoin. What it's gonna do, and right now you see as well, hype didn't move that bigger and that higher movement. What Bitcoin is doing, it's grinding constantly higher, because I guess they kind of aiming that Bitcoin is gonna do this and go lower, right? Retrace. But let's see if Bitcoin starts really gaining this higher high or lower high and creating higher high on the higher time frame, then we're gonna see this kind of spike in on hype and going for the resistance, because this is the resistance kind of technically on lower time frame. I don't say it's on the higher time frame. On lower time frame, this is the resistance what hype is facing to go. And if not, we can regain that quite easily doing this move, right? If this move is gonna be over here, so we're gonna do this, and then one more leg up, failure, and then continue, right? So that's what I'm aiming for. If not, retrace weekly, I guess, as well. Holding weekly is gonna be perfect, because I don't want to go lower than that. Why? Because every single thing been tested quite perfectly on the hype to the downside. So I don't want to go lower than that, because then we start to break the high time frame. So still holding the weekly, it's perfect. And if someone missed the boat, then yeah, I will wait for the retrace to the weekly, if you're gonna have that. I mean, we've been mentioned that already so quite heavily, and I don't think the people are missed that or not, because it was way too easy to grab it. So far, we're holding 8.6 and I'm aiming for 12. Flip the 12, like we do this, we're gonna do over here, right? Exact the same thing. So coming up, doing this, retrace, and then we're gonna do that. Go to the 16. And that might be the last leg up for hype, or we maybe gonna do one more after Bitcoin is gonna start retrace, and either way, it's gonna go to the 117, 115, or maybe 120-ish area. Then hype might do 50, and that's kind of my goal for it right now, to do all-time high and a new higher high. Of course, if you're gonna start retrace holding the structure after that, then I might aim for 60. But so far, I'm not gonna aim for 60 either way. We're not gonna even go close to 50. So step by step, I guess, right? So technically on the oscillator, yeah, we had even 2 reversals already. So I'm kind of aiming that we will have that bigger reversal as well on Bitcoin and on hype, because that one it's set as well on Bitcoin. So I'm really aiming we will go lower and literally do this on BitE, right? Weekly, front run it a little bit, and either way wait if we're gonna go lower. So let's see. I took some heavy profit already on it, and I'm gonna ladder into the long again. And yeah, I'm not really keen on shorting that yet. But that's kind of my takeaway on hype, just because the higher time frame, literally the daily, and that's what I was been mentioning as well. We cooled it off totally. Like you can't even have perfectly like that. We didn't even almost, yeah, we went even lower than we've been in April. So yeah, that one, it's quite key that we will go higher. And especially because I'm aiming that this move we'll be doing over here, it's exactly what we are gonna do here, right? Those technically three candles of daily, we've been doing this already over here, retrace, and that we're gonna do over here. Again, the whole structure. Again, we didn't break anything on daily, we're holding it perfectly, so that's all fine and Gucci. All right, weekly either way, still didn't break anything. We are still aiming to go higher on that one. 4 hour, technically you can argue with me that we broke the structure. Yes, I agree with you, we broke that. But if we start to regain, technically we are kind of doing it already, right? We regain this. And if you start to regain previous weekly, then done. There's nothing much to talk about that we're gonna go lower yet. All right, look at the hype as well. If we start retrace heavily on hype right now, Bitcoin might follow. Yeah, I can bet you we will either way. So yeah, start closing now below, and we start to go to weekly. Okay, that's hype. Injective, perfect. I like I was mentioning, I took a small scalp long on that one around the weekly over here when we flipped that, and we really perfectly flipped the structure already. So we create a higher high on that one. Right now, any kind of position that we might go lower, then I'm seriously aiming to reload that one again around this position. So that's what I'm aiming and to go higher. We regained that perfectly, and that's fine. Now I'm aiming to flip the March on the next move up. If we start doing that, then we're gonna go and hit the 50 mark. Well, I've been yapping around that as well quite heavily. So yes, technically the high time frame been a little bit broken already, but if we're gonna start to hold that, then we regain it. Technically daily didn't break it, sorry, the weekly didn't break it, daily, oh no, sorry, daily didn't break that as well. I thought we did that. So anyhow, and the daily looks quite juicy as well on injective. So if you didn't catch that one, so now the next leg down, that might be your nice entry as well for it. Because look at the last time we've been here, right? 74 minus %, it was over here, right? If we're doing this leg up, then the next kind of 100 movement is coming up to us, right? That would be really nice to flip this September and seriously regain this whole structure. That will be really juicy. I will really like that. So I'm quite heavy on that right now. Don't mind the chart. It's a gate chart. It's with a lot of volatility and wicks on that one, and the hyperliquid one looks quite different. To be honest with you, it's better to show you this one. I had one long, a small one, what failed, of course. It's fine. After so many long and shorts on that one, it's quite fine that that one failed, and we went literally to the box. What I said, we might hold the price action for the support. We really did it with the previous structure what we built, and we bounced quite nicely from it, creating kind of the same structure what Hype is doing. And look at that, it's exactly following what Hype as well is doing right now. So it's already on second retracement on that one. We have one reversal, and we might come back to that as well. Technically, what I'm aiming for on per to reload as well, it's a weekly, exactly on the weekly as well on that one. So I don't mind September and everything what's below that, because we kind of failing that quite significantly, and we're going lower. So far, nice. Any retracement, that's the area what I'm aiming. If not, go even lower to the entry, to the support, and hold that. So that's great. Technically same on Bitcoin as well. What we are doing right now, we had first bearish pullback on the 4 hour. Yeah, on 4 hours. So right now, if we start to fail on the second one and start to close below that, then daily, let's see if that's hold us. If not, June again, I'm not sure if June's gonna hold us. Definitely not. If so, if you're gonna have bigger retracement, then you're aiming for the weekly again, and it's overlapping quite good, right? So that's what you aim for the next leg up. Why? Because we broke this structure over here. You didn't regain this yet, but this is your first structure what you shouldn't regain, and we did. So now one more leg up, and that's you aim for the bigger resistance over here. That's what I'm aiming for. So any reload on that one, that's great. Take the profits right now, part of it, and off you go, right? And that's what I want to mention as well. We have some of overlapping order books on that one. We are technically trading into the bands already, and the second below the band is literally on the weekly. So coming close to the February weekly, that's the area to reload you longs on that one. That's what I'm aiming for. Then let's go by some alts that I've been sending lately as well in the in the alt section. As mentioned as well, if Solana will come into this structure previously, we might see any kind of bounce from it. And on the second leg, I didn't took this one, and on the second leg on the weekly, I pulled the trigger, and eventually I had some nice profit on that one. I'm fully out of it. I'm not really trusting we're gonna hold it just because we didn't break the structure. So if we start to go lower, we might even see Q2. Either way, or the bigger bigger super fib over here. So that's what I'm aiming for, just because we didn't broke anything and we didn't regain the all of the months over here, the whole clutter on it. Cookie, same thing. Technically, we didn't regain this structure over here, what we created below the weekly. So that's pullback, maybe even take you to the weekly again, but I'm not sure if that's gonna hold. If I really want to see any structure build up for the next movement on that one. So far, we still grinding to the downside. How deep we're gonna go? We either way can go either lower than to this structure, technically what we built previously. If not, then the Q2 it is, and that's your last leg what you want to create on that one. Bitcoin is doing quite good as well. The stupefib played out, went a little bit lower, so that means we broke the structure on that one, and unfortunately we did that as well on the daily. So what we are doing right now is the whole movement to the downside. I'm not really aiming to go either way right now to 2.4. That maybe not happen anymore. It's over for Bitcoin. You just grind it and keep it going up and down technically to the lower price action for it, right? So the next stupefib, there it is. If we're gonna reach that, I'm not sure, just because we're already turning around, right? So far it was a good position, good run, right? 30%, and I had some bits from the weekly, so it's not that heavy on my sidebar. It's all right. Render had a nice move from the support that we settled. We didn't break that, so that's good. I just want to see the high time frame. No, we didn't break that, so that's good. That's positive on render. Finally, we didn't break the high time frame on that one. We holding it. That's what we want to move higher on it. Any retrace to the weekly, yes, that would be perfect, but we really need to hold it. Why? Because we test that already. So we need to hold the weekly. Either way, I would like previous daily to hold that and continue grinding in higher and regain the Q2 together with this structure. That's going to be a bigger confluence to go higher. Grass, unfortunately, it's still going lower. There's not much to say about that. So I just want to regain any structure on that one first to build any position on it. So I'm not key on it to trade right now. Kato, we've been talking about that one. I was thinking we're gonna go to Q2. That was quite heavily. Almost did that, but we traced quite heavily on it. So far, we didn't regain anything yet on the 4-hour. Daily, yes. So that's the only thing what's holding us, and we already like cooling off quite heavily on that one. I would like to see a flip of yearly, and then off we go, right? That would be really nice. Sui holding the structure, and we literally hit the super fib almost. Yeah, so we front run that one a lot, but it looks like on the daily we might turn around and go higher on it. So that's great stuff. So those have been the coins that I've been talking about lately, and I was pushing them as well in the alt session. Hope that all of you or some of you got them, got some nice entries on them. If not, then yeah, sorry. I don't know what to do. But that's my takeaway on it. If you guys have anything that you want me to look at, let me know. I just need to drink a little bit more now because my voice is cracking. Oh, and Bitcoin as well. We have another trend change on the daily. So there is more positivity to go higher, and much more pressure to go and regain the stuff. Technically, and the funny thing is as well on Bitcoin, what we did on point is this. 24/6, we hit that, we retrace that, and right now 28, I'm aiming for regain that. Then bro, this area is still to grab then. bro, you make me fucking blush. Thanks, mate. I love you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I do my best. It's not always the greatest, but it's good enough, I guess. For now, I'm still doing my thing. That predictions, yeah, still December is holding us on Bitcoin a little bit. We did all this stuff. Let's say weekly on the high time frame, still been tested fully yet. We still have a positioning to go there. If not, if we're gonna hold June, that's gonna be great. I really would like not to fail that and go straight, but I'm not sure if we're gonna get that. Doesn't look like. But yeah, the all-time historical fib, it's playing quite good, and we've been there, we failed that, we come lower, and now we need to regain. So if we're gonna be really bullish on the Bitcoin and we're gonna push through it, then that's gonna be massive. To regain that stuff, you want to go right now. I'll be really fucking bullish on it. Well, let's see. So far, yeah, we retracing on hype, and that's fine. I don't mind that, to reload that. And either way, hype can do that first, right? So if we're gonna do this on hype, I'm seriously gonna ladder the shitloads on top of it. Hype might spike up, then Bitcoin might retrace a little bit, and freaking do the same. That's why I'm aiming for. Technically, right now, what we are doing on Bitcoin is regaining the 150 axis. So we have our 50, 20. No, this is 20 still. Or 50, this is 20, this is 10. Or 5, whatever. I always forget which one they are. But yeah, that's really good. Last time we did that, we went as well to the resistance of all-time high. And to be honest with you guys, I really don't care that much about this one resistance. This is the main one that I care about. Why? Because this is going to be the third time we're going to reach it. Right? This is the first, second, it's going to be the third time. Third time the charm. Technically, on the third time, we might go higher on that one, yes. No, I don't trade communities. No. I can chart them, but I don't trade them, seller. I used to do it, but I find it boring. So that's what I'm aiming for on Bitcoin. To be clear with you as well, you look at the hype on there you have it. Look what we regain, what we got as liquidity, right? The grab, the pullback on the daily oscillators, and right now we just got the 100 axis, come a little bit lower, and if we're not gonna jump to the all-time high, then I seriously don't know anymore what to tell you. Because what we did, and as well a little bit extended as well, us in Bitcoin, we regained the 8.6. Now we are phase 12.6, right? We've been kind of like, this is the area that we've been on the resistance on it. Took us all the way over here. And now on the legs, next leg, this is what I'm aiming for. Yeah. That, or what I was thinking as well, we might even do this. And then one more leg up, and then fail. Very sideways movement on the bigger, higher time frame on the hype, since we went all of the parabolic movement higher. Similar, something like this. So what I was mentioning, I'm not considering this as a price action at all. This is the beginning of my price action of hype. This was technically what, if you look at it, just the formation of it, it was been held by the company, not by the market makers. And this was the moment when they switch from the doing it by itself to the market maker. The cleanness on the chart, it says that already enough. But yeah, that's my opinion about it. AVAX, yeah, sure. And link. Okay, cool. I have it some over here, I guess. Nice. Look at that. Nice. I'm happy that you took it. Oh, look at that. Sorry, been mentioning that as well on the daily. And technically what you're doing right now, you regain your lows. That support, that pullback, and the close on the daily, right? Really good. First thing, since ages, we had really good support built on the AVAX right now. Now you need to hold it. So technically, right now you have a pullback to the weekly, hold that, and off you go. That's what you aim. Literally this, what I drew. All right, this is what you want to have. That was really good. And I was mentioning this area, that we might come back into it, rebuy. You don't want to lose 15. You really don't want to lose that. That's never. Increase your confluence in the Stuber. Yeah, I will come back to that GB. I will show you what I. Yeah, I have a couple of them. So this is quite good, really good, right? Your next target is weekly. Hold that, test, and regain, or any kind of position, what you want to call it. Like, you need to hold that shit and go, off you go, and then flip the Q2. That's the next major move. If you flip Q2, this doesn't even fucking matter anymore. If you flip Q2, then literally you are still aiming and taking the levels one by one and the structure. Because right then, what you're gonna do is this. You're gonna build the way up, right? Same what you did over here. Same what you did over here, right? And same what you did over here. This is what you aim for, right? On AVAX. Okay. And link, you said, right? Did I have this? Yeah, I had it here. Okay, I have a lot of scribbles over here. Yeah, daily was perfect as well. Same as AVAX. You hold your previous swing. That's great. You need to hold that. You don't want to break that. You regain your previous swing to the lower downside. So you regain that one. Great. You had nice close above the August level. Right now, come back Q4. Not even bother to go lower to weekly. Q4 around the... Either way, holding 12.2 and regain Q2, then off you go. That's what you are looking for. Same as AVAX, technically, right? And then on the higher time resistance, what you're gonna see, because that still plays out, right? This is your high time frame resistance. You might see one bigger move to the downside, you grab the liquidity, and off you go again. Yeah, they look the same. Yeah, not on the structure, but of the moves. Yeah. So yeah, that's what you are aiming for. So if you trade one, then you can trade another one as well. Okay, my confluence. Yeah, I have quite a lot of them, and technically they play most of the times. First thing first, mine are the levels, right? The opens. Those are ones. I keep my eye on them. Then high time frame swing points. So not only the 4 hour, yeah, they are key, but that's I'm holding that one only for the range play, also smaller ranges. Then the daily are my main. Daily swings are my main points of interest. But I'm like to have them in the Stuber Fib, right? So for example, over here. Right, so technically I can change that one to, that was the low of the daily. I can put it over here because I have them here. Yeah, see? So that's so that's already like this area over here, right? But I'm keeping an eye on. How does this look like for me? So I have already June, what we are holding previously. Now I need to regain that. That's fine. Then I have my daily low of the swing, right? So that's the most important what you need to hold. We did that, right? So then let me switch this off. On top of that, you have your liquidity band, and that was on 4 hour, I guess. Right, on 4 hour? No, where was it? I had it somewhere. I knew I had it somewhere because I was mentioning it. Then I guess it was on the daily, right? We are coming into that band, and all of those liquidity will be grabbed technically when we're gonna go to this area. So there's not much left to go lower, for my opinion, right? So that's already one that I'm pulling the trigger on as well, on top of that. And I guess, oh, that was the one. On the daily, I have my bands set up as well on the ALGO master. So switch this off. I was just testing something. I'm using the ALGO master for the bands and for the order books, right? So the order books was a little bit higher. That's fine. That's nothing major. But the bands are quite heavily for me, for my opinion. And just because on hype, from the beginning of the move, from the downside, we never came close to the band, right? And right now that band was sitting over here. And I said as well to the guys, like, make sure that if you're gonna come back, any touch of that band, that's gonna fucking space. And what did we do? We came literally, we touched that band and we retraced straight ahead. Right, so that's already like overlapping things what I'm aiming for always. I mean, it doesn't need to play out like that exactly every single time, but one or two of those ones already overlapping each other, I'm sold. I'm quite easy on my trading. I'm not really that key that I need to have like 10 different things that hits and I will pull the trigger, right? If like either way, like already my higher swings or lower swings or the mid swings of the high time frame are overlapping with the levels and the liquidity, I'm already gone. I'm pulling the trigger blindly on that one. And I'm really heavily on the liquidity, as in on the liquidation 100 or 50 axis and all the bands. Right, the levels are fine, but on most of the coins you don't see the levels first. You will see the band kind of ish. They're gonna create a band because the levels are not really set yet because they are brand new or not that heavily yet. But I'm heavy on that. Grab all of it, then you have a reversal. Why? Because there is not much to grab anymore. Yes, there is much more to go and retest and to like stop out the shorts or longs or whatever what you have below. But that doesn't matter because then you want to see the structure, right? And I'm always playing the structure. Are you holding the structure? Yes. The first bounce, yes, we holding. We close the daily. That's gone. On that first close, I was telling to the guys already, yes, we are not even going lower. And it plays quite good, right? Already 3 days, we had really bullish candles, and now we can retrace, go to one of those ones, to the lows, and go higher. And that's really easy on hype because hype is freaking behaving like the most perfect coin ever, also structure wise. And it's exactly the same thing on Bitcoin, right? Right now I'm starting to adding as well the God fib, like we used to call them, right? And that plays really, really good. I think come close, that one been touched, and look where we start to go. Right, that's already one. Then eventually over here you had as well, it was on 4 hour. Yeah, on 4 hour, right? We went below the band and we grabbed like the most of the liquidity of it. Right now we restart to regain, right? And what's gonna happen over here? Pull the fib over here, for example, if you want to be like over here, right? Imagine that the price is gonna be here. What did we do? We took all of this liquidity out, right? Is there more? Yes, it's more, but heavily on the upside. So what do we need? Retracement, hold the structure. There you go. Right, that's how my brain works a little bit on it. I don't like to predict like the future or whatever, but I'm more like I play the levels, and for me the levels are not only the opens, not only the fibs, but as well liquidity, as well the resistance. Everything for me is a level. I always think in like horizontal levels, and that's what I'm always playing out for me. Right, same over here on the band side, right? On the 4 hour, we seriously went deep inside of it. And then when you see the band are starting to like flat it out and hold the price action, then you might see like, okay, we can have reverse on that one. On the close, you see that we reverse totally. And right now, on either way on Bitcoin, this is perfect because we have overlapping order books. That's as well quite holding the price action to the lower, to the downside. Same here. I've been mentioning if we start to lose February, December it is. And then below the December, we're going to struggle to go lower. Why? It is quite heavily on the overlapping order books, right? So that's already my indicator. Like those two things overlapping each other, there is a bounce. There is no even need to talk about that we're going to go lower because we will do this and then we're going to go lower, right? So that's how I'm kind of seeing and having my own confluence into the trading, right? And this was as well my area that I was saying, like, yeah, the band was flattening out straight constantly till we came into that on the daily. Like same over here, right? It's flatted on when we go in the sideways. So this is the area. If we're gonna go into the stupid fib, then that's your turnaround because it's overlapping. It's heavily. It's like boiling and cooking pressure, right, to push you lower. Technically, we know as well that over here we have the order placement, right? The bigger bits on Bitcoin that are placed. So that's what we are struggle first with it. And that's a little bit front running the fib as well. So yeah, and look at the daily, how that looks like on Bitcoin. Like this is quite heavy level that we form with this little structure, right? As a support technically. Breaking that, where do you go? There. That's your next overlapping area, right? And seriously, like that's technically what you do is break in 24/6. Where do you go? 20. Where does it overlap? Perfectly, right? Next one, break that. Where do you go? You might go to 16, but if you go lower, a week into the November, and this is your overlapping area, right? Daily order books are really freaking good. Lower time frame, I'm not really like key on that one. I'm only key if they overlap each other on lower time frame, then yes. But freaking daily, that's beautiful. Like you can literally ping pong between them, right? Literally. Oh shit. Need to right? So yeah. And yeah, look at that. It's magic how it works and how they overlap each other. Right? I hope that that makes sense a little bit how I explain things, but and look at that. We start literally right now on Bitcoin on the second candle 4 hour start to retrace. So coming back to the daily, right? One more bounce. Wait, let's zoom in a little bit more on that one because the drawing is gonna be shitty. Going back to the daily, what you're gonna have is break the structure, right? Failure, go lower, maybe something like this. That hype though. Hype is already a little bit further, right? We are doing it on hype already. Short right now. All right, if you want to enter the short, go to 5 minutes. Let it load a little bit more. So right now, what do you need to know? This you high, this you low, this you higher high. Where do you enter short? If you do this, go lower below the daily, break this structure, right? Come back, and this is you short. If you want to short this is you short. If I would short that, I would try that. Why? Because first I want to see the break of the structure. Because right now what we do is constantly this. Right? This is the first pullback, but either way we still can go to the daily not even breaking this and going higher. There is no point to short right now. Technically for me then, right? It's no point to short for me. I want to see the break of the structure first. And only when you're gonna be doing this or anyway lower, right? Then that's your confirm. You might have a short positioning setting over here. That's what I would do. Right? Why 5 minutes? Just because of this structure. You can play this structure out on a high time frame because technically, yeah, you can, but then you look at this and not everyone see the positioning on structures. So the AI charting tools, it's not loading over here, but I know that this is the previous swing, what you need to break, but not everyone knows that. And that's what you're aiming for. Right, so if that happened, then yeah, you might have a short on it. So far, if you short right now, then go ahead, you can have a gamble. But what I'm saying as well is we still can bounce from the daily and go higher and then have the short. All possible. Right? And either way, we not even might get that, right? If you're gonna go do this, like, yeah, it's still possible. And do that, right? Something like this. Or this. Quicker move. It's all possible. But yeah, do you want to have it safe or risky? Safe. And play the safe game. Yes, I will. I will upload this to YouTube. But first, I need to play out with the new editing software, and then I will upload it. So it might be a little bit later in the day, but I will. But that means, good that you remind me. Go and click on it if you want, whatever, or do whatever you want with it, guys. And looking at the bitsies. Yeah, no worries, man. No worries. You can revise that later on. No worries. Looking at bits, they start to stack them a little bit more as well. Right? They're adding to the wall a little bit heavier. So yeah, we might see that push, but there is some more things to do and to grab from the downside. So that's why. And remember that this, where is the pencil? I cannot find the pencil over here. Okay, anyhow, this area over here, this area is your daily open, right? And we have already above the daily open 180 bits, right? So that might even push you higher. So that's why I always wait to break the structure, right? And close anything below this area. If not, then you might be stopped out. Smyrn, yeah. Go ahead and complain. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Be careful for the subscriptions over there. Oh, bro. Inside joke, inside jokes. Don't worry, guys. Troll gem. Oh, I like that emoji. Can I have that one as well? Can we add emojis? I like that one. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, right now we are oh, you see, there is as well one more 500 Bitcoin, 540 Bitcoin right now over here to hold the price. If they start to pull that, oh, there we have it on both sides. So it's quite funny to look at those bits, how they behave and what they do with the price. And how they try to push it lower, hold. Right now, you see this bit, 540 came in and it disappeared. So they're pulling and replacing. But if that's going to hold, then that means they try to hold price action to go higher and try it again to go break the wall, right? So it's quite fun to watch it behave. That you are seeing. Can you repeat what is the tool? The tool that what I'm having right now in front of me? You mean that? Oh, so that's easy. That's the new legend. They call it legend. I don't like the name. They call it it's the new heat map of CoinGlass. It's a beta test. I really like it. I seem to like it a little bit more than the Kayotaka. Yeah, Kayotaka. Yeah. Oh, and right now 600 Bitcoin. Look at that. Came above that. So what's gonna do? What will happen right now if they gonna stay here? Do you think the price gonna go lower? I assume they're gonna push it lower with 600 Bitcoin. So yeah, and they pull it again. So you see, and look what the price does, right? When they pull, it spikes higher. So yeah, it's a crazy, and it's fun to watch it if you are bored, or if you want to see how they manipulate the price action sometimes. And there you have it. They put 160 and they pull it again. Yeah, the bots are playing the game over here. Who's doing what? Who is controlling? But it's fun. It's fun. This is much more accurate than the heat map, like this. This is just, it's like average, or it might be, but you don't know sure. But it's just how I'm using it. Okay, so Viking was talking about it, not to use it anymore. Like, yes, you can use it. Just use it to show you where is the resistance or support, right? Technically, it shows you literally where is the biggest resistance right now facing it. And that's the top, right? You can know that, or maybe you forget about that. But when you see that, you will remember that this area, we're not going to go that quicker through it. It's going to take time to grind through it, right? Like, look at this. And use it as a resistance. JB, I agree 100% on you. But for some people, if they not when they cannot spot it, then this is as well like a kind of area of seeing like where potentially can be the resistance or support or whatever. I'm just showing this for people like they don't understand maybe the liquidity, or they don't know yet. But yeah, that's the easiest spot is on the charts. That's definitely true. So yeah, so far, let's see if you don't go lower, right? We technically holding the support on 106.8. Regain that, and we might even go higher to try to hit the wall again on it. It's fun. It's fun to play around, but that's on lower time frame, right? Higher time frame looks a little bit different. And hype is retracing. So if hype, and same thing over here, like 4 hour on hype. Look at that. Like, this was your area, right? So what's interest right now? Take all of this and then bounce from it, right? That's how I look at the liquidity band, right? And as well, like, definitely trading below or above it says as well something, right? Over here, we're trading constantly above it till we had the first pull up and then hold of it. And right now we're trading above. So that's good. And either way, we might even do this, right? That's possible as well, because hype is quite often doing those kind of moves, right? Not even going fully through all of the liquidity. Uh, 150x. So the on the bands, my whole focus is literally the midpoint, right? This area is the midpoint. That's the average on 100x and 50x, not 150, but 150, right? So this is the main goal, right? This is the most important one. Everything below that is just like extra liquidity. Like, yes, this is important as well. Those two. I always forget which one that's been. You have your 100 axis, you have your 50 and 20. Yeah, so the next one, right? Those two are the 20. Then you have 10. No, 10x and 5x. So 20, 10, and 5, right? So if you're gonna go really like to fuck around with everyone, then you go to 5x, and then everyone got stopped out, and you just carry on. But yeah, this is the main area, always. And you can go by and look. Use no matter which chart, switch them on, go on 4 on a daily, and looks how the chart behaves when they're gonna come close to it. Like, it's significant how effective they are, right? Like, yeah, you kill that, but it's holding the price. You regain that, and you carry on. It's to the T. Yeah, that's how I'm playing it exactly, right? Look at that. Look the whole way on. This is the best example ever. Look at the whole way of hype from the bottom. What did we do? Regain the whole 50 and 100 axis. Above, a little bit below, to grab the liquidity. Above, a little bit low, grab the liquidity to 10 or 20 axis. Above, grab, above, to the band, above, to the band, and then freaking massive move. Again, grabbed all of the liquidity. What did we do? Above it. So you can literally ping pong that to the T and trade from it either way without anything else on some of the coins. And this was my point of interest as well, right? Because I saw that we've been below that. But then, yeah, we're going to go and for the first time ever fail this structure. If yes, then fine. I was laddering either way all of the way to February, right? Because if that's going to be the first failure, yes, that I don't think we're going to go either way to Q2 or to $9. But then I was aiming for either way, we're going to have the failure. I don't care. I'm going to be ladder in because I want that pullback and then short the shit out of it on the next resistance, right? So yeah. And the funny thing is, this piece of shit of hype didn't took my order that I had placed somewhere over here. Or, sorry, either. It was by literally couple cents. It didn't took my order. So, yeah. So, yeah. But most of the orders been already hit. I was laddering already from I guess somewhere of this structure. Yeah, somewhere over here. Yeah, I was front running quite heavily. But yeah, that's my takeaway on the stuff. No, that's different one. This. Yeah, let's see how that's gonna play out. It's gonna be funny if Bitcoin's gonna continue. That means that the next leg up and it's not gonna retrace that fully. So on to the weekly, and off we go. Because on 4 hour we did even retest the weekly. And funny enough, guys, I don't know if you remember or recall. That was somewhere over. Fuck, I don't remember anymore. Because this is now previous weekly. And there was one over here, I guess, somewhere over here. That was weekly open. But we just right now retest that. Like literally it took us from June 2 months. Yeah, beginning June. Yeah, okay. End of May somewhere it was. A month to retrace that. And now the same thing happening over here. We still didn't come close to previous weekly. Oh, there we have it. So yeah, nice. This as well confluent for continuation. If Nasdaq is on a new all-time high. Do I have Nasdaq somewhere over here? I guess it was here. Yep. Nice. Yeah. And there it is as well, from the low to the high. Weekly, previous daily, and even previous weekly. Come back to that one. Either way, will be even more positive to be on here. I don't want to go even lower than that, but you can wick into that and then you have continuation. If that happens. Because that's the first higher high from the low what you settled. You need to complete you don't need to, but it will be perfect to complete the whole move with the higher low. Orca, to be honest with you, I don't give a shit about that at all. And technically, if you look at the chart, from all of the booming and whatever they did and each other fucking killing with missiles or either way, did you suggest that we could have this move? Or we should dump more then? because technically there wasn't that positive news at all, right? And look at that close over here on this 4 hour. Oh shit. And we still recover that. And he was fucking sending missiles somewhere over here as well. Or I don't remember, I don't recall, but I don't care about the news at all. I'm sorry, I really don't care. I'm watching it just for like, I don't want to say entertainment, but like what's going on. But I'm really not considering trading on it at all. At all. And I would never do that. Because it's a fucking lacking indicator. Oh, look at that. Purr. Let's see if that's gonna be nice move from the weekly, or either way from. True. Yeah. True. That is as well like that, because that's like I don't know, like news is already happened, right? They telling you something that already happened. So how do you want to trade that? Like, yeah, for example, like for a monthly chart, you could argue that you can buy something and sell like in a month time. Yes, you can do that. But daily trading, it's bullshit to do that on a news wise. Like, it's already enough said. We had the retracement, and it's not because of the fucking news and what they did, of the War 3 or whatever you can call it. It's everything what's happening in the news. It's just helping push the market in a direction or have like aggressive movements. That's all. But that doesn't significantly say where or how the market's gonna behave at all, because it can go both ways, and we had that both ways as well. Right? See you, Parabu. See you. Have a good one. So yeah, technically what we are doing right now, guys, don't forget, we are ranging. This is a range, right? It's a little bit doing this, but still it's a range, right? And guys, I don't know if you know, but what happened with this kind of move most of the times? Bang. Why? Shadows of liquidity. So that's the thing. I do not care about the news of any kind of, if I'm gonna trade, and I'm still gonna pull the trigger my way. I care what's happening in front of me on the charts. That's what I'm happening. Right now, we are facing for a pullback. That's what we are faced for. This is the area to take profits, either way, and that's the area to have a pullback. And what did we do on the charts? What did we broke? We broke the lower time frame. This high time frame is this. Till that's not gonna happen, you really want to see this and the next leg up to break this. That's all. And I don't care what's happening in the news, because right now they can fucking send the missiles anyhow, and we still not gonna flinch or do anything magnificent from the charts. Like, yes, this like the war dogs, this can pick up a little bit. Oh, they do. All right. Right, this you can read, just because this is like a little bit war based, or like the economics and the companies based on it. This might impact a little bit, but that's more like people are scared. It's not that the war is happening, just people are taking out money and they are scared. That's yes. This can definitely have like an impact in the economics. That's true. But Bitcoin wise and the rest of it, I don't care about it. Oh yeah, it is a distraction. It's a noise, especially because you don't know anymore if it's true or not. So you need to find out first. Oh, is that right, or is that true? Did they really do that? And going by that, so it takes time already. So how do you want to trade that? And are you a trader, or are you just like a news impact seller or buyer? There's two different things in the world. If you want to, if you are a trader, then do that. Focus on the chart, read the chart, keep trading the chart, and that's all. Because there is nothing else that's gonna tell you more than by, for example, this price action, right? So Either way, there is a war. So why do we do this? Shouldn't be the sending to the fucking hell gates, right? People don't give a shit anymore, I guess. And it's still holding the structure. So I don't care what's going on outside my window. If this holds the structure, I'm fucking buying the shit out of it. If this starts failing the weekly, yes, I'm gonna fucking short the shit out of it. That's all. There is no news needed for that. Only structure. Price action and structure. That's the most important. Nothing else to do that. And people can argue whatever with me, and I will never fucking say that news is impacting my charting. Never. And that will never fucking happen. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit rough on that one, but yeah, people are a little bit too much impacted by the news and what's going on outside in the world instead of focusing on what they need to focus if they want to make money. That's all. Because my thing is leaning towards we are where we are with regards to risk of the US dollar. What do you mean by that? Risk of the dollar? Like what, the Dixie gonna fucking drop? Then yes. Fucking send it to the hell gates. I don't give a shit about that. Like yes, please do that. I don't fucking want that shit to die. And technically, I mean, I'm sorry to break to some of you guys, but how does this look like? I know it's not the full chart, but how does this look like? I don't know what I'm having here, but so I don't care about this bullshit. And have a look on the bots. Yeah, bags. Look like yes and no. Like, I mean, of course, like the thing is, like, okay, I can agree with you, Eagle, as well. Like, if you are over here, right, and they fucking send the bombs or whatever, and we still can go, but then still, like, are we fucking nuking the chart, the shit out of it on Bitcoin somewhere over here? Are we gonna have that? I doubt that. Right? When it was the last time that the news impact one big ass candle of 20 or 14K? Right? News-wise. I'm not sure. And somehow I found it already lately, like, do we really care about the news on the charts? Do they really do that? Yes, they adjust the movement of the way. If we go one way, sorry, let's say like that, if we go already one way, then that might be like one more push, but still they fucking start to recover and look at that, what happened. So and either way, like you said as well, like if you have your invalidations levels, then there is nothing wrong with it. Like, yeah, you can ladder in because you never know what happened. Yeah, okay, but if you, yeah, that's true. But then either way, if you do the smaller moves, you still have your invalidations, right? But then still, you all should use fucking stop loss. That's what first thing first. So if you're gonna get stopped out, then wait if you give another confirmation. Either way, there is still structure. There is, okay, there isn't such a thing as a chart without the structure and without the rules. There isn't. There is still a ways where you can find your entries and your exits. Either way, there is a war or not. Right? Still, there is no such a thing that the chart is not following the rules or the structure wise, because then you have the Wild West. If the market maker doesn't give a shit about anything about that, then there is no point even to trade that, because you don't have anything to trade from it. Yeah, okay, that can be, regardless of support of, yeah, that might be. Like the biggest and the best, okay, that wasn't the war, right? I know that was the Paul speaking. That was this, right? People was scared the shit out of this. This is kind of like my example still from the last swing, right? This was quite scary for some people to pull the trigger on it. I mean, still, doesn't matter what Paul was saying. We still fucking retrace all of the way and down. So, news or no news, like I don't give a shit. This as well. News driven. One of this, I don't remember. I need to back it up. One of these ones was news driven as well. So, I mean, news driven. They're not driven, but more or less that Trump was speaking or saying something about Bitcoin. He was mentioning Bitcoin literally every single time he's mentioning that. What do I do? Fucking retrace the shit out of it. So, I mean, there is yes and no. If you want to trade news, then yes, take how it is. If you don't want to trade that, then yeah, best place to stay away and wait that market's gonna cool off. That's the best. Yeah, exactly. There's always gonna be a rule, right? If we start to break something, by if there is gonna be a news, whatever, if Trump's gonna send the missiles right now, we're gonna do this. So we break finally this. So the next step's gonna be fucking long this, right? So in either way, they're gonna send the missiles right now. Yeah, send it. Send my Bitcoin to here, and I'm gonna fucking long the shit out of it again. Yeah. So yeah, I guess I mean everyone has his own opinion about it, and that's my shit. Like, still we respect the rules, still we have the structure. I'm not really worried about any kind of news or anything. So yeah, that's the reason we have a market. That's the reason we have a market makers. There are rules, but they need to be held anyway. Like yeah, you can have this. Where the fuck is it? This. Yeah, all-time high, right? Spike to the all-time high, move to open. Like I have no clue what's happened here, but anyhow, that doesn't matter, right? We are coming back right now. It's where, right, close below that. What happened? We retrace, right? Same here. What did we do? You broke this, right? Where do we retrace? Right afterwards, all the way down. You retrace already from here, so you regain that structure. Now open, all-time high straight. I don't know. I have no clue. I need to check. Maybe Smurf's gonna know it. But how many times happened that already? Right? Every single gap that opened up. Right? Retrace. Pull up. Retrace. Go. I mean, it always happened. Right? Over here as well. It's always a reason, and there's always the way why they do that. Right? And there's always gonna be a reason that they hold or do some things if the price. Apple is really holding this. Good. And this as well broke the structure. So you're struggling with regaining the resistance over here. This area you need to flip. If not, you're gonna do one more leg, right? And then hold this. So then what you're gonna have? Range. always come to the same thing, no matter what, no matter the news. Yes, the moves looks big and looks aggressive, looks that they like manipulated or whatever, but still, it's always comes to one thing. This is an offset, of course, but anyhow, right after this, when you start to cool off, what you're gonna see? Are you gonna close the gap? Definitely. So what you're gonna do? Retrace. With the retrace, what you're gonna have then, if you look for it, then freaking hell, that's gonna be the retrace. Yeah, it could be. Did we do that? Technically, yeah. Right, it's all this same shit over and over again, no matter what. And no matter what, like there's a reason why Smyrn as well. Like I got that list from him. Thank you very much for it. We have the war docs, right? So there's a war, so we should trade that technically right now, right? That list. And there's always a war going on technically. So, which one was it? AVAX, right? Of AVAX, what I'm saying. AVAF. Drones. So that's quite popular. Drones lately. But yeah, everyone is have his own opinion about it, and that's all fine. And everybody trading how they want, but this is how I'm doing, and somehow it's fine for me. Are we gonna have that retrace or not? For fuck's sake. That would be funny if you're gonna go and take out the resistance on 108.8. This was really good flip. It was really, really freaking good flip. So yeah. Anything else, guys, which you want to have a look on or talk about? 180, we didn't even come close to it. But that fucking around over here with the bigger bits pushed us a little bit higher. And right now, yeah, let's see. But that as well. I'm gonna have you like look at the technically what you're having right now as well. It's this is the high, this is your previous low. You broke the structure, right? So either way, you could try and have the short on that one. Why? Because like if you can I pull? No, I don't think I can use the Fibonacci on here. Or can I? Jesus. Yeah, it doesn't work like that. Okay. Anyhow. Yeah, if you pull the fib, then your fib's gonna be somewhere over here, your pocket. And this is your resistance, not gonna hold you. If this is not gonna be pulled, if they're gonna be here and you're not gonna be able to get that, then that's your short on the lower time frame. Scalp short, right? Don't pull the fucking bigger numbers on it. But right, technically right now what you're having. Say. Oh, it's been a while, I guess. I'll look at that one. Let me add to the list. Perfect. Nice regain on a weekly structure Q2. That's a really freaking god. You want to close it now, technically, but that's a weekly, I know, but the daily. Oh, perfect. No, good. Fine. Perfect recover. Yeah. You regain. This is a really good area to take profit because on the daily you are starting to turn around. And if you're going to see any reversal sign on that one, then yes, strength as well. It's deductive as well. So technically right now what you want to see is May. Bounce from May. It needs to be retested and filling the fair value gap. That's the thing what you aim for. And to be honest with you, there you have it. I don't need to pull the fibs anymore, I guess, for fuck's sake. Oh my, this looks a little bit scary, but yeah. This is what you aim for, I'll say, if you start to fail September, right? Because so far you had the retracement on that one, you're holding September. And you still can have a continuation on it. But looking at the 4-hour oscillator, you start to having some heavy movement to the downside. Because when new government contracts at 5 commit in NATO and defense spending and of higher turnover products. Yeah, so drones. 22% up. Nice. Say, yeah, that was say Crow. Crow, is that still existing? Guys, you should, I hope you're not holding anything on Crow. At least you shouldn't anymore, but shit like always. Weekly close was really fucked up on that one. Yeah, that's a, okay, talking about sneaky close, there you have it. That's a sneaky close on the weekly. Right, below all the structure. Like, look at that. How fucked up is this? Like, tell me. Like, is that not even saying that it's something wrong with the, not on the coin, but the company? Like, you're doing this. This was the most perfect hold on a fucking weekly, right? You did it to the T, like, literally. The price action was, okay, the wicks are really scammy, but the hold of it, right? Imagine, wait. This. Look at that. It's freaking good, right? You recovered this even. You close above it on a weekly. And what the fuck you doing now? You seriously close below that shit. Like going from one perfect trade of weeks, literally weeks and months doing this, and you fucking destroyed with one move. Thank you. Like this is bullshit. I'm sorry. And even you still continue, so I would tell you one thing, like if you don't hold anything, then don't fucking trade that anymore. Like this is bullshit. Because the only thing what's still holding you is this. And that's your last. And you are really into that pocket already. You're starting still going lower. After having so many fucking reversals on it. Like, no thank you. You got the small bag, then yeah, got it. Leave it and forget it, I would say. If it's small bag, set what you can do. If it's small bag, do this. Go on your exchange, set up fucking all of the limit orders only here. Like all of them, like I don't know, 5 or 10%, and let them set them. If that's for one another reason, right, gonna do this, right, last hooray, then you can sell some profit on it. But that's all. I will not even bother about that one anymore. I'm really happy that I away from it. That's the only thing. Forget about it. Set up the limit orders. Shed loads of it to the highest point. Because after this, I mean, this is the only thing what you're going to do constantly, right? On it. I'm not even sure that it's going to regain that. But technically, right? Do this. One more array. Back around. And then again. Right? This is what you're going to do constantly. Why? Fucking hell. You did it 6 times already. So that's what I reckon on that one. I'm out. I'm sorry. This I will never touch it anymore. So yeah, that's on Crow. Yeah, we was talking about that one. Was that the 22% AVA? Yeah, that's this one. Yeah, and technically, right now, this you need to regain and close anything below this, and you sliding down because everything has been tested. Do this. And either way, there it is. Why? You broke the structure. So, but that's on 5 minutes, right? On the AVA, right? Still can go ballistic, right? But, oh, and look at that. Hidden divergence. Where? Oh, bang. Oh shit, that was a good one. That was seriously good one. 32%. Yep. And the earnings. So, yeah. As well, confluence. Right? If you use that. So. Yep. Yep. Where are we? Yes, are we almost there? Nope. Okay. Pity. Guess still up. Yeah. So yeah, keep an eye on it. And New York's gonna close as well soon. If it's not closed yet, the joyful hidden divergent. Yeah, but disgusting? Why? It's fucking perfect. That's not disgusting, bro. That's the fucking perfect. That's what you want. Why? Look where it fired up. Then next one, you have the earnings, right? I missed it. Ah, okay. There we have it. Hey, next one, regular one. Look at that one. Even that, you had the previous one on the on the on chain. Like, you can blindly fucking do that. Literally. But then, yeah, that's why it plays with the hidden one. So you had a retrace, of course, on it, and there you have it. Can you use CoinMarketCap? I'm not even. I'm not. No, I'm not using CoinMarketCap. If so, then CoinGecko. But CoinMarketCap, I don't use. To track, but what to track? Buys and sell in there for what? About what and for what? Funny that in March they had like 2 negative earnings, and somehow now in the war, somehow they make money, right? Oh, fucking hell. It's all about the fucking money, bros. All about. Only. Nothing about peace. Nothing about the people. Marvi, you know what you need to do actually, yeah? I'm still waiting. Marvi, you can even use this. No. Wait. Oh. There is something new. This. Can you see that? Yeah. Maybe this is gonna be useful for you. Yeah, I'm still recording. Yeah, why? It's gonna be too long for you. I always record to the end. Don't worry, Orca. And like you see as well, alt starts to recover. I recover having the pullback already. Brain fire. Yeah, I know. It's okay. Don't worry. You can rewatch it later. So technically what we want to see now is this. Large caps, right? So that's fucking Bitcoin right now only. Going here. And all of this. Okay, not the stables, but only the alts doing this. We're going to have a flip. So while Bitcoin is going to go over here for a while or slowly, alt's going to do this. and then Bitcoin's gonna pick it up later on and follow the rest. That's what I'm aiming for. Right? That's flip. Flip, flip, flap. Mihai, hello, mate. Been a while I saw you. Follow all my associations on Griffey and edit them, and they don't add up on. Bro, the struggle, man. But you can as well on CoinMarketCap. You can make your own watch list, right, over there, and add the coins what you just bought and the average on them. You can track them over there, right? Like all of them, literally, or even CoinGecko or whatever. Like, how many coins do you have that you cannot keep track of them? Don't you have the watch list as well with your spots? And where do you bought it, for example? Don't you have that? Yeah, for sure. Okay. Yeah, on chain are already starting to watching YouTube most of these videos. Oh, bro, good luck, man. I hope it's gonna be fine. Mm. It's incorrect. Weird. Oh, what's incorrect? The fees on it, or what do you mean? Or the prices? Yeah, you need to figure that out, man. Otherwise, we cannot start the mentoring session. I mean, we can, but that's not gonna be the whole point of it. Profit and loss. Yeah, but I don't know if you can track that like that on CoinMarketCap. You profit and you losses, because then you need to add it manually when you bought it, when you sold it as well, right? I don't remember. It's been a while that I used CoinMarketCap. You should have all of that on your exchange as well. Per? Per? I was talking about that one. I'm kind of aiming for weekly or going back to my entry. Tool I use to track all of my exchange. Yeah, if you add. But what kind of tool? This is just the tool that I use. This is a little bit, yeah, this is on per, but exact same on hype, right? Technically. So yeah. But which tool are you talking about then? Because there are some third-party APIs or whatever, what you can connect all of it together. Or they should be. Fucking hell, I need to close my door. And off we go. Never going to bed. I'm done today. Bro, you need to sort it out one way or another way. Yeah, coins that you need to pay for, I guess. But yeah, it's a good one as well. I used to use that one in the beginning. But Marvi, just a question, like, don't you have them on chart as well? Which coins do you bought, where do you bought, and where is your average? Like, don't you have that written on the charts as well? Don't you have like a watch list, something? Hmm. Yeah, bro. Like, okay, I will go. Yeah, I will tell you that when we're gonna start the mentoring. But I mean, bro, people are overthinking this as well a little bit. You should keep it simple. And yeah, CoinMarketCap is shit for tracking that. But anyhow, all right. So keep an eye on Hype and Bitty. We might see the Bitty finally doing the move. And if we're gonna start holding June, then we all gonna go a little bit higher on that one. Break June, February it is to do that. And you don't want to go below February because we've been testing every single thing below that. And yeah. Yeah, you need to put it on manually everything. So thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. And I will see you Sunday. Yeah, keep an eye on the tomorrow. Yeah, Thursday. Yeah, that's tomorrow. There's coming some rates inside, and Friday we have as well some price movements numbers. So keep an eye on those ones. Anyhow, thank you very much. Appreciate it, and I'll see you on the flip side.